Alright, just making this video showing you guys what I did with my cross member. I know I didn't make no before video or no fucking during video or anything like that, which I should have, but I kind of forgot and wanted to get this done because I've been struggling with this for like 3 days. But this cross member originally held up my Turbo 350, but the mount that was on it originally kind of was like an offset mount, where like it bolted into the transmission like that, and then the mount went sideways and then bolted into the cross member like originally this was like that, flipped over. But so like what was originally cross member went in just like this, just how you see it. Only difference was I cut this piece off, flipped it over, and welded it back in to fit the 4060. Problem was on the Turbo 350, when this thing was flipped over this way, the transmission mount kind of like was offset like this. It was going sideways, so like offset the transmission, like the transmission was offset and this was like offset sideways. It was like weird, but you can see like right here this line, and you can kind of see like this line, and then it went down. You can kind of see where it went down right here. It went down like right there. So it was originally like this. Cut it off, flipped it over, or I cut it off, and I was just gonna scoot it over and weld it, but it wouldn't let my transmission go low enough. Or actually no, the problem was these were gonna hang like half an inch off. Or this was gonna hang half an inch down, and where I was only gonna be able to weld like this top piece and like just a small portion of the side of it. Small portion of the side of it. Like I wasn't gonna be able to make that whole weld like I did. I was probably only gonna be able to weld like that much, and then leave like all this section right here just hanging off. And I was like, I didn't want to do that, 'cause the less weld I get on there, is less structural it's gonna be. So what I decided to do is flip it over. I drilled a new hole, flipped it over, lined it up. I took one of my jacks. There's my welder. Took my jack and I leveled it out here. Let's see, get under the car so you can see there's the rubber mount. And I actually had to trim like this corner and this corner a lot, but I actually had to do it on both sides just so it can clear the rubber, just so I can clear the tab on the cross member while it was flipped over. Now I measured from that frame rail arm to this frame rail arm. Ignore this is floor pan work. It's not done yet. But measured from there to there, and it's 4 feet from edge to edge. So I try to get this directly in the middle as I can. I try to get this little line right here directly in the middle as much as I can, but I'm like, as much as I try to move it, I'm like a 1/4 inch. I can't remember if it's like a 1/4 or a half an inch. I think I'm 1/4 inch that way. So I need to bring it a little bit more this way. But I think on the level up and down ways, I think I'm gonna be alright. And if anything, if it doesn't work out in the long run, I'm just gonna end up buying one of those G-Force or Jegs cross members. But yeah, so I ended up so I had to trim all that. And I got this rope because I tried to pull it, but I couldn't move it too much. But so I try to just angle it up, best I can with the rear end that's right there. Yeah, I'm just a little bit, about a half an inch or a quarter inch more towards the passenger side. So, I mean, if anything, I think I'll just drill. Get up off the ground. If anything, I think I'm just gonna, like I said, this is the way it sits. So, if anything, I'll just oval this hole out, drill a hole right here or something, half an inch this way if I can get it to go the direction I need it to go. Or I guess that hole needs to come more this way since it needs to come more towards the driver's side. But yeah, as you can see, I just cut it out right here. It was welded right there, just like that. I just scooted it over, flipped it over, welded it back in where it fell in. This was already notched when I got it. The car had true dual exhaust, so I'm just gonna leave it like that because that's what I got. But hopefully this helps somebody. This is my mods that I made to go from a turbo 350, which I don't think this is the correct cross member for it in the first place, to a 4L60E that I just happened to make work. I just took it, bolted it in, bolted this piece to the rubber mount on the tail end of the transmission, and with the jack leveled it up and down until I got what I thought was a good angle. Tacked it in on this side, tacked it on that side, got real good tacks on it, pulled it back out, and then that's when I laid down these welds the best I could with my little Harbor Freight 90 amp welder. I tried to do this before the light went out, but update, cross member, out.